This is awesome, y'all. We got a top 10. Yeah, an actual top 10 leaks, things that we have learned from the Hillary email links from WikiLeaks. And of course, Hillary and her campaign accusing them of being a arm for Russian propaganda to support their pet candidate. Yeah. You know, I think a lot of people, I'm not going to use the phrase most people, but I think a lot of people realize that Hillary is just more of the establishment. I don't care which party she's for, she's just more of the establishment. More of what we've had for, and I'm not even going to say the past 8 years, I'm going to say at least the past 24 years. Now, I'm not going to dive into any deep-seated conspiracies here or nothing, but anybody who lived through and watched on TV September 11th, 1991, that was the day that President Bush, the first Bush Sr., actually gave a speech and talked about a new world order. It's the first time we'd ever heard it. It was, honestly, I remember it was earth-shattering to me. You know, I was still very young at the time, but just to hear those words, it just kind of reverberated. And I think it's fair to say that things have changed a lot since then. I could take it a lot deeper, but like I said, that's not what this is about. That's not the main point, but I think it is a fair point that once those words was uttered by an American president, things have been largely different. You know, all this these days, especially these emails and stuff, it kind of reminds me of a movie from the 80s called The Distinguished Gentleman. It had Eddie Murphy in it. He himself was a con artist, and of course he was conning someone at a fundraiser for a senator, overheard a conversation and said, wow, you know, I'm in the wrong business. So what does he do? He runs for Senate, and he actually got there. And the movie kind of really said a lot of things about Washington that back then we suspected, and we all kind of laugh it off. You know, this is an Eddie Murphy movie. It's just funny. But, you know, a lot of this reminds me of the kind of things that actually went on in that movie. And, you know, and just, the shit ain't funny anymore. But anyway, back to these email things. Number 1, attitudes towards everyday Americans. In one email, John Podesta is emailing to the Director of Communications, Jennifer Palmieri, in April of 2015. Says, I quote, I know she has begun to hate everyday Americans, but I think we should use it once the first time she says I'm running for president, because you and everyday Americans need a champion. You heard that, right? Crazy. Hates everyday Americans. Are you an everyday American? What is an everyday American? Oh, we ain't even going to go down. We ain't going to even go down that road. Number 2, we talked about this before. Cultivating certain media. Again, from Podesta to Palmieri. Am I right that they're right-wing? They get a fair amount of traffic. Question that Podesta asked. Palmieri responds, they are right-wing, but Philippe, who is a former Clinton State Department aide, weirdly has cultivated them. What in the world is that? Cultivated them. Wow. Number 3. Clinton knew ISIS received support from U.S. allies Saudi Arabia and Qatar. In this email, woo, and this is typed by Hillary, sent to Podesta. While this military, paramilitary operation is moving forward, We need to use our diplomatic and more traditional intelligence assets to bring pressure on the governments of Qatar and Saudi Arabia, which are providing clandestine financial and logistic support to ISIL and other radical Sunni groups in the region. That is the words of Hillary Clinton herself, sent to John Podesta. What else? What else do I need to say there to add to that? And that's just number 3. We're not even halfway. Number 4. Most Clinton Foundation donors are not American. Again, coming from Hillary herself. Quote, Canadians per capita are the biggest supporters of the Clinton Foundation and the Clinton Global Initiative. So it's great to be supported by so many Canadians. And again, honestly, and like I said, I'm not going to dive all that deep down the rabbit hole, but this is why I say the past 24 years, I'm not Democrat, I'm not Republican. The establishment is what the establishment is. You can like that. You can understand it. You cannot understand it. Clinton Global Initiative. Global. That's the key word there. Again, September 11th, 1991. 10 years to the day before 9/11/2001. George Bush says we will create a new world order. Clinton Global Initiative. And she's running for the president of what country? Number 5. New DNC chair was the mole leaking Bernie Sanders' doc. In January, Donna Brazile, former campaign advisor to Bill Clinton in the 90s and a high-ranking official in the Democratic National Committee, passed along to the Clinton campaign an email from the Bernie Sanders campaign revealing his strategy to reach African American community through social media called the Twitter Storm Tuesday. Thank you for the heads up on this, Donna, responded Adrian Elrod, a Clinton campaign aide. Brazile, now, this lady who used to work for Bill Clinton, replaced Debbie Wasserman Schultz, who was forced to resign as DNC chair after the party files were leaked prior to the convention in July. We just got through 5, folks. We just got through 5.